Good morning, my loves. Happy Sunday. It is indeed a beautiful Sunday here at the lake. It is bright, it is beautiful, and the high today is 79. Yeah, the next couple of days will be in the 80s, the rest of the week, part of next week in the 70s. This is, Arizona in February. And for us, the temps, for the most part, should start being in the 70s and 80s moving forward. I know it's not fair. I'm sorry. Everybody's watching Puxatawny Phil, the groundhog, to see what he's going to decide for the rest of the world. Well, here in Arizona, we have Puxatawny Phil's cousin Carlos. Carlos is already knocking back a couple of margaritas and has already decided, yeah, hey, it's spring, we're good, let's do this. Thank you to the groundhogs. Today's topic is serious, and it's kind of ugly. It's going to push some buttons, probably piss a lot of folks off, because we're talking about emotional abuse, different types. And it's a button. But we're going to start with parents who bully their children. Many times bullying is a learned behavior that's been passed down through the generations. Parents and grandparents will talk about how horrible their parents were, how they never wanted to treat their child like that, like they were treated. And yet, they do. They bully their children. I have seen grown-ups, kids come home and they got pushed around on the playground or at school or they're being picked on, and a grown parent will tell their 7-year-old, you're going to go over there and you're going to beat them up and you're going to win the fight or you're going to fight me. That is ridiculous. How is a little child going to fight an adult? But they mean it, and they will make it happen. When I worked as a nurse in the hospital, I have seen children brought in with fractured jaws, dislocated shoulders. Because of this situation, they were told to fight the parent. They refused to fight this other person for whatever reason, or they tried and they lost, and the parent beat them up. To the parent, it was a life lesson. You got to be tough. You got to learn to do this. You got to fight for yourself. No, sweetheart, it's abuse. Those parents were arrested. They did lose custody of the child because that's abuse. That's physical abuse and emotional abuse. Bullying your child is not acceptable. Telling your child they're stupid, they're fat, they're skinny, they're ugly, they'll never amount to anything. They're worthless. They're not worthy of a hug. They're not worthy of affection. They're not worthy of food. They're not worthy of going to the doctor. They're not worthy of school. They're not worthy of clothes. Seriously. People actually say that to their kids. My child, oh, yeah, that never happened. My granddaughter, I guarantee you that never happens. But people are horrific to children sometimes because they were not given the tools growing up to know how to parent. They swear they're not going to pass on the trauma, they're going to break the cycle, but they don't know what to do. They don't know how to break the cycle, so they inadvertently continue the cycle. Doesn't make it right. Stop the cycle. Stop the abuse. When a child walks over to you and wants a hug, telling them to go away. Not now, I'm busy. Go play. Don't be so clingy. God. Emotional abuse. Rejecting a child's affection is emotional abuse. Children, all children, are egocentric. When you come home and you're having a crappy day, for whatever reason, you're in a mood, and you walk in that door and you start slamming things around, or you sit down and your child can pick up. An infant can pick up on your energy, on your mood. They're going to think they did something wrong. You could tell them, no, it was work. I'm just mad at so-and-so. I had a flat on the way home, or ran out of gas, traffic, whatever. They're still going to think it's them. That's how they're hardwired. So leave the attitude outside the door. Your child should be the light of your life. I don't care how rotten your day is, you come in and you should be able to grab your child and get a hug and feel renewed, because that's your safe space. That is someone who loves you unconditionally. who thinks you hung the sun, the moon, and the stars. Love them, appreciate them, find solace and comfort in their love and their affection, their acceptance of you. They accept you unconditionally for who you are. Because your mom and dad, your grandma and grandpa, your auntie and uncle, and they adore you. But do you return that for them? Do you expect them to be someone that they're not? Do you tell them to go away? I don't have time for you. I'll talk to you later. Not now. I'm busy. I just need to relax. I need to chill. I'm on the phone. I'm watching a movie. Stop dismissing your child. Stop. When anyone that you're in a relationship with comes to you and wants to talk, maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something big. If they say, you got a minute, make a minute. Or if you're truly in the middle of something, say, just let me finish what I'm doing. Hang on just a sec. And then address it. Don't blow them off. Don't dismiss them. Do not promise to call people back and then bail. Do not promise to, we'll talk in an hour. Let me finish what I'm doing and then make an excuse not to and leave. You are being disrespectful. You're being rude. And you're being abusive. And that's emotional abuse. I'm sorry. You don't know what they needed to talk to you about. It could have been something very important. And you're too busy, you're too good to deal with it. If that's truly how you feel, tell them, no, I don't have time to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. No. Don't lead people on. Don't play games with people's emotions. Do not play games with people's hearts. I know we're coming up on Valentine's Day. A lot of people are really pumped up about it. Yeah, well, it's good and it's bad because a lot of people are going to be led on that, there's going to be a relationship. There's going to be an engagement. This is something special. Yeah, for a lot of people, it's just somebody to fill the date. That's it. Because they don't want to be alone on Valentine's Day. That's awful. Do not play with someone's emotions. People that are involved in scams, romance scams, it's emotional abuse. They don't care. They're just out for the money, but it is emotional abuse. When you promise people something and you're not going to deliver, you have no plans on delivering what you're promising. You're just taking and taking. That's abuse. I think we have all, at some point in our lives, been victim to emotional abuse, whether that's from childhood, marriage, relationships, whatever. We've all felt it. I know years ago, I very briefly, dated a gentleman. Nice guy, very educated. We had a lot in common. We went out, just the initial coffee, and that went well. We went to dinner, that went well. And then we were supposed to go to dinner. I was running late at work. We had, stuff going on at the office. And I called and said, I'm going to be 30 minutes late. He said, fine. Okay. I got off. I met him at the restaurant, walked over to give him a hug, and he pushed me away because he said I did not deserve a hug because I called and said I was going to be late. I didn't prioritize him. No, I prioritized my job. It's a new relationship. You're not feeding me. You're not paying my rent. Yeah, no, I have priorities. And no one's going to treat me like that. It's not like I didn't call. It's not like I didn't show. I called. I apologized. I told him I was running late and why. He should have said something then. He didn't. I did not see him again. That was the end of that. As soon as somebody tells you, you don't deserve, honey, that is the biggest red flag on the planet. We all deserve respect, love, affection, true affection. Somebody to care about us, absolutely. So when somebody tells you, you don't deserve a hug, you don't deserve a kiss, you don't deserve to go out to dinner, you don't deserve whatever, that's a red flag. That is disrespect. I would advise you to tell them, something you don't deserve, and that's me. And turn around, walk away, and do not look back. Treat everyone with dignity and kindness and respect, including children, including babies. I've seen parents with infants, newborns, upset because the child's crying. It could be colic, it could be hungry. And the parent is yelling at the child, "Shut up, just shut up." Why would you do that? That's emotional abuse. Screaming at your child, telling them, I'm not going to use the language, but telling them to get that away from something, to put the thing down, screaming loud. What the? Yeah, no, that's emotional abuse. I don't care if your child is 1 day old, 1 year old, 10 years old, 20 years old. Do not disrespect them. Do not scream at your child. Screaming means you are out of control. And if you're out of control, you need to step away. You need to find someone to step in to watch your child, and you need to step away till you cool down. If you are suffering from postpartum depression, if you're, struggling with addictions, anger management issues, get the help that you need because it's there. Find someone to watch your children while you're in treatment, because no one should be abused, physically, sexually, mentally, emotionally. We are all worthy of love and respect. And the first time someone tells you you don't deserve, stop them. Tell them, just a minute, I'm not the one that's undeserving. Honey, you don't deserve me. Bye. And turn around, walk away, and don't look back. Because, my love, I promise you, you are so worthy.